Mr. Nunde, welcome to the program. And what do you say about Duale? Defense Minister from Member of Parliament is huge, right?
It is. And Duale is in a class of his own. You know, all over the world, Hamza, people appreciate brilliance. And that is one brilliant guy, our MP for Garissa Township. So he was visionary. This man has gone through a very good metamorphosis. He started with Maraktaye. He actually walked away from being an assistant minister for livestock when the Nusmukate government was there. He formed his own party in partnership with the president currently, URP. They teamed up with Jubilee. He was let down by Jubilee. But the guy is visionary. Actually, he is a skillful debater. And for us who come from Garissa Township, we're extremely proud of him because the guy is in such a class that both representation, you know what we're looking for here is both representation and development. And he did both. Because as far as representation is concerned, this man on the floor of the house was excellent. Now, if you look at development, this man brought the national grid, all the tarmac we have in town. So for us, Duale is in a class of his own. Talking about Garissa Township is also our heart. It is Mombasa, Nairobi, and Kisumu put together. We have one university, Garissa University to call it. Two actually. One is Islamic and it's secular. We have Al-Mustaqil University. Both of them are here. So township is totally different from all the other constituencies. It's not Dadaab, it is not Ijara, it's not Masalani, it's not Balambala, sorry. Do you get it? Or Fafi for that matter. So this is the most populous, what you call, constituency. It is actually the most developed constituency. It is the wealthiest. You can see here we are in Almond. This is a 5-star hotel. This thing costs 700 million. So where else, which other constituency do you guys? So for somebody to be able to become township member of parliament, the bar is very high. It has been set, and the threshold is so high. Where Duale has taken it, we wanted people at that level. Of course, everybody is entitled. Anybody can contest. He has Jofle who contested with him, who was second to him. There was Doctor. There is Major Deko. There are quite a number of them. We have no problem. Anybody can contest. But the question is, that standard has been set. Anybody who comes after Duale, we'll gauge him with that standard. If he doesn't make that standard, then that is it. Yes.
It's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be a walk in the park. Take that to the bank. So we have no problem. Anybody can become an MP, but please, you must know that the threshold has been set. The bar is so high. Look at this man. He is the only second person. Haji was one time acting Minister for Defense. He was actually acting Minister for Defense. And here is Duale landing on it. You know, he went through a very interesting, the man is in a class of his own. Give credit where it's due. So for me, Duale is a man who occupies our heart. We wish him all the best. And we are going to miss his, what you call, leadership.
The bar has already been set, and it's not going to be, it's not an easy journey. No?
It isn't. You see, this man was both. The man was a multiple, he could actually go and debate at the National Assembly. He was a national figure, but back home also, he was very popular. He's been there for the last 20 years. If you increase this other 5 of last year, he's finished 20 years. And then suddenly, somebody somewhere picked him up and said, okay, you're going to be the Minister for Defense. And it's not everybody who becomes the Minister for Defense. All of us are going to bed and sleeping knowing that Duale is the Minister for Defense and that our borders are sealed. We are expecting a lot from him. You can't trust that very sensitive, what you call, with anybody else. And even there are 47 tribes in Kenya, you can imagine, almost 44, let me say 47 counties. Duale is our son. And we're extremely grateful to the president for giving him that post. So anybody who wants to step in his shoes must be able to make that mark. And one other thing for this time, we want to be in the government. And I can assure you it's not going to be a clan issue. Anybody who is going to come with a UDA ticket, and whom Duale is going to point, because we will hold him responsible. Let him bring us somebody and tell me, this is the man who can step into my shoes. So anybody who comes to this is the first time I think we're going to have party matters mattering in this place. Because initially we didn't know parties, we knew personalities. Oh, isn't it the son of so-and-so? And that's where we used to go. Of course, our elders here, Council of Elders here are actually stakeholders. They are the ones who used to say, okay, this is the boy, that is the boy. But now Duale has to tell us where to go because we have now seen his visionary actually paying dividends.
Why do you think UDA ticket is so important?
Because we want to be in the government. We can't be in Azimio. We have actually You know, even though personally I voted for the President Ruto because I knew all along. I actually went there one time with the Council of Elders, and our president is a very generous president. I personally went to his current home. He was very receptive and welcoming. I went with the Council of Elders, my chairman, Major C, and my patron, Captain Kungu Muigai Kenyatta. We went there, and he was very jovial. He welcomed us and took care of us. The president is a very generous man. So personally, I had a debt to pay, and I had voted for the president. But the question here is, this time it's going to be the party. We cannot stay in the cold one. We have to be in government. So Duale has to tell us where to go, whom to pick on, and everything else. But he has Jofle, who actually came second, and also very popular. We have Dr. Gabane. And now I'm told Major is coming into the field. Fine, welcome all of you, but please know that the standard has been set and do whatever everybody else is going to do, both in terms of development at home and in terms of what you call representation, because Garissa is the home of everybody. It's actually the nerve center of Garissa County. Township is the nerve center. We have everything here. So everything goes around township. If you can win township, then that is the face of Garissa County. And if anybody can make it, the bar has been set by Duale. It's a very high threshold, and we expect people to perform at that level.
And there will be an assignment for the next member of parliament.
There is no question about it. There's no question about it, because we have something to compare him with. Duale has left a legacy. Is he going to push that legacy from where it was, or are we going to come down? That's the million-dollar question.
What are we looking
And we want a leadership that is mature, that will be able to create harmony and peace among Kenyans. You make one single mistake here, and it's going to be fire. You get the point? Everybody is here. All the 47 tribes of Kenya are actually here. We have our neighbors from Tana River. We have our other neighbors from Kitui, all the way from Kisumu. Nobody is absent in Garissa. So we want somebody who is mature, who has got that foresight, that leadership skills, charisma, and who will be able to create harmony among the people, and who will be there for us all the time. Duale managed, he's finished his 20 years, and he was rewarded. Like I told you, any brilliant any brilliant guy will be picked from that place. So at the national level, he made his mark, and here back home, he did the same thing.
He has been rewarded. Do you think he will come back to politics?
Well, it depends now. If he finishes these 7 years, unfortunately, he's actually in a very, very sensitive area. We were going to pray for him. Let him go and finish that business. He's not going to be as vocal and as noisy, because every time we get a problem here, we used to pick the phone and tell him, Bwana Duale, this is what is happening.
No more phone calls.
No more phone calls. the man does it. So the guy who's going to step in his shoes has to be able to perform. He has a very hot task, because the legacy this guy left behind is the benchmark. That's what we are going to use against him.
The other thing is, I think the era of voting clan is over. I mean, look at a very good example is Nadif Jama, overwhelmingly voted by everybody. Do you think the clan is off today?
You see, Nadif is in a class of his own also. He has quite a number of followers. If he's our Ruto now, if he says left, all the people in North will go left. If he says right, people will go left. And this is because even the nickname he uses is Maskinu Rono, the one who takes care of the vulnerables. So he will also have a part to play. He will have a part to play. And if he tells them, okay, we are going to go this direction, that's the direction. He was actually brought a second time, and we have no problem with that. So, but this time, it's going to be the party that matters. Can take that to the bank. It's UDA and whom they appoint.
The giant politicians, Governor Kurane, Nadif Jama, Farah Maalim, also have their interest in this seat.
Well, we have no problem. Of course, everybody has got his own standards and Marataya rights. We have no problem. Those are people, they have got their rights. But I think they should put their differences aside and look at the interest of Garissa and where we are right now and the kind of leadership we need. Actually, we should actually sit down and come up with a candidate. And I think that is very important, because the direction they give us, the mistake they make, we are going to hold them personally responsible.
When former Senator Haji died, Haji's son took over without a question. Everybody was supporting him. Do you think we should also give the same respect to Duale, and then, Duale, bring us somebody because you left this? Do you think that we can go
at personal level? I wouldn't mind that happening. Though that one was a bit more serious, because I would say Senator Abdul there was a lot of sympathy vote.
Yeah.
His father was our father, a very important man. You know what he did, and his position in the community was very, very important. That happened. Yeah? We have a lot of respect for Duale because he is where he is right now. So if he can come and tell us, look, this is the way I look at it, and as long as we are going to hold him responsible, and he'll be able to give whoever he annoys advice, then we will see how that goes. But I'm an individual, and I will be able to go whichever direction I want.
You're very loyal to Mr. Allen, it seems. I mean, him being a member of parliament and defense, which one would you choose? Because it seems he was also doing a great job for the community.
You see, this time he's serving the national level. Duale is a child of the national level now. Initially, he was ours. He was a community guy. He was the MP for Garissa Township. Margaret, he couldn't play that politics. But you see, once you come out a very bright person, and then everybody comes, you are told, okay, you can no longer be a village, what you call guy, come up and start doing things at the national level. He's a tested guy, and we wish him luck. He's going to fly a flag. We can still go and whisper a few things here and there. I am sure he'll still have part of his heart with us, but then he has to serve all the Kenyans, that are the 47 counties of Kenya, in terms of defense. Let him look at our borders. Let him make sure insecurity is something going to be of the past, because the man is now in a class of his own. So we wish him luck. Our country comes first. Kenya Kwanza. And that is it. So if Duale has performed here very well at the local level, let him go and serve there. We have no problem with that.
They say Garissa love you, but